Hey, just a heads up, this video may contain some potentially triggering content that some may find disturbing, so viewer discretion is advised. Also, in order for this to stay up, I have to ask you not to harass anyone mentioned in this video. It's just unneeded and it only exacerbates the issue at hand. Thanks and enjoy the video. How goes it, Big Bad here? There's something I need to get off my chest. Everyone knows that Bethesda's games are known for bugs, right? Well, I've been recently playing through the Wolfenstein games because I was considering doing a review of them. Wolfenstein is probably my favourite boom shooter franchise of all time, and I'll value it over Doom any day. I played through Return to Castle Wolfenstein and Wolfenstein Old Blood and I had no issues, but for some reason when I opened the New Order, the game would appear as a black box on my second monitor and freeze until I task managed it. On top of that, for some reason while this is going on, I was temporarily disconnected from the internet, which I only noticed because I lost connection to Discord. Now Bethesda's games are known for bugs, that's common knowledge by this point, but it's really strange to me that the New Order, a game that has no online modes, would have a bug that is so severe that it would cause me to lose connection to the internet. It's almost as if Bethesda don't want me to play this game. Now you're probably thinking, Big Bad, that's ridiculous. You're not seriously implying that Bethesda are massive bigots who took a game we kill Nazis and went out of their way to make it unplayable. They would never do such a thing. They're allies. They added pronouns to Starfield. They're above that stuff, right? Right? Well, you're wrong. That is exactly what I'm implying. We'll get to that later. Now, if you like Bethesda's games and you're not a bigot, that's perfectly fine. You're entitled to your own opinion. I, however, don't think you should give Bethesda your hard-earned money. Not only do they make buggy, unfinished games, but they've also lied to their consumers on multiple occasions. For example, in Doom Eternal's gameplay trailer, we see two player-controlled demons attack the player during a single-player mission. That's right, Doom Eternal originally had a Dark Souls-style invasion mode, but for one reason or another it was cancelled. In its place we got a Horde mode which isn't even endless, completely invalidating the point of a Horde mode. The point of a Horde mode is to survive for as long as possible until you get overwhelmed and die. Doom Eternal doesn't do this. Instead, what we get is essentially a mini-campaign where you play through a series of Slaygate challenges with enemies that aren't even randomized because the game's support ended. I guess programming actual randomized enemy placements was too much work. As you can see in my footage, the first wave on both runs I recorded consisted of imps, prowlers, and a Doom Hunter. There's also false advertising in Fallout 76. The Power Armor edition came with various pieces of Fallout themed merch. One of the items advertised was a canvas bag. However, once players got the bag, they realized that it was actually made of nylon and not canvas. Bethesda did offer refunds, but for some reason they left the refund site insecure. Anyone was able to access the inner workings of the site and see everyone's personal information, which means that if you asked for a refund, you would be at risk of being doxxed. So not only did you overpay for a broken game, you also overpaid for a nylon bag which you could probably get on Etsy for a fraction of the price. And if you ask for a refund, you get doxxed. Free scams for the price of one. You probably knew this was coming. If you haven't been living under a rock, you've probably seen the clip of this loser throwing a hissy fit and accusing Starfield of being woke because it lets you change your pronouns on the character creation screen.
Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what? Pronouns! Gender ambiguity! Current day Californian shit!
Everyone and their dog made videos talking about this guy's overreaction, but I didn't see any of my peers talking about a previous incident that completely invalidates everything this guy was mad about. On the 1st of July 2023, 2 months before the release of Starfield, the former Elder Scrolls Online media artist Leona Farron would post a 4-hour video talking about how she was bullied into resigning from Bethesda because she was transgender. She was outed in a work call by her manager without her consent.
Again, I made it pretty clear during our initial private conversation that I needed this to be casual and within my control. Elphaba reveals my new work photo to the team via sharing her screen, outing me during the last few minutes of our morning scrum. I'm shocked. Those who are participating in the meeting began talking about my new picture after it was revealed. Elphaba ends the morning scrum before I have the opportunity to say anything at all.
She was told to stick to her dead name because removing her dead name from Bethesda's database was causing technical problems.
What kind of multitasked, unfocused meeting is this that you're scheduling for us at the end of the day and that you're so concerned that I participate in? Even though I'm having issues that I'm trying to resolve with IT, you're making it worse by trying to rush things along and interfere with their process.
Later.
I was trying to pick Leona, but it swings you back to Ray in Teams.
Yeah, it might take a while for everything to sync up. Just because, I don't know why.
And then the Ray name will just disappear? Or will it be
Hopefully, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. So like one thing
Right.
doesn't get switched before something else that kind of puts me in a exact situation I'm in. So
Exactly, yeah.
Gotcha.
Like, just be transparent about it. I mean, we're here to help and just move things along as smooth as possible. So, I put you on the email thread, but he has to make you an account. I don't know. He has to put you into the system and give you permissions to do it on the other name.
Okay. All right.
That's why. So I would just stick with Ray until it comes up. He will contact you. Will contact you to put in your password and all that.
Only Bethesda could bug her up something so trivial. She was given unfair levels of scrutiny by her manager, and to top it all off, Bethesda said they would pay for Leona's surgery if she resigned, which would prevent her from filing a discrimination lawsuit.
So in September of 2021, I contacted Bethesda Corporate because I felt like the studio's human resources was not taking my issues seriously. I shared with them everything that I shared with you, the recordings, screenshots, everything. They responded by viewing me as a liability that they needed to get rid of. So I had my surgeries scheduled for March of 2022 and July of 2022. My surgeries were going to come in 2 parts. I needed to have both surgeries done. I couldn't have the first surgery without the second one. It would have been very unhealthy for me. They would have been leaving screwdrivers in me and shit. They need those back. But it would have been putting my health at risk to have one surgery and not the other. I needed both. But then in January of 2022, I was put under a performance improvement plan because Alphaba was allowed by corporate to do my yearly review. And she gave me straight ones, across the board. Dozens of vague statements that were criticisms of my work ethic and character, all of which were lies. But corporate saw me as a liability, so that didn't matter. It was a way to get rid of me. In the same conversation, I was pulled into a group meeting with human resources that included ZeniMax Online Studios human resources and Bethesda Corporate's human resources. And they extended to me a one-time offer wherein if I agreed to resign and release them from any potential discrimination lawsuit, they would pay for my Cobra premiums. They were holding my surgeries hostage to coerce me into resigning. I spoke with Oswald, and I asked him, because he was my manager now, he would be the one deciding whether or not I passed that review. And he told me very simply that if I continued to work the way that I had been under him, I had nothing to worry about. But I was worried anyway. Corporate clearly wanted me gone, so I doubled down. I didn't give them an inch. I worked day and night. Oswald sent out an email involving everyone, where he said not only did I pass the performance improvement plan, but I excelled and I overshot my velocity requirements. It was the complete opposite of what Alphaba had been saying. If I wasn't being managed by Oswald during this time, Alphaba would have gotten rid of me and I wouldn't have gotten my surgeries and I would have killed myself. My goal in saying that is not to be dramatic. It's to make the point that trans healthcare saves lives.
This is an absolutely disgusting and cowardly display from Bethesda. An unprovoked attack against an innocent woman who simply wanted to feel comfortable in her own skin. Bethesda didn't add pronouns to Starfield and pride flags to Fallout 76 out of the kindness of their hearts. They did it to distract people from what they did, and you all fell for it. Yeah, you heard me right. Bethesda added pride flags to the Atomic Shop to everything they did. Now don't get it twisted, I love LGBTQ rep in video games. But when you throw pride flags into your game to try and distract people from what you did, That is when I have a problem with it. It also makes no sense for Pride references to even exist in the Fallout universe to begin with. Fallout takes place in an alternate history where 1950s culture persisted well into the 21st century, and the 50s were historically not a friendly period for the queer community. Gilbert Baker's Pride flag wasn't even invented until 1978, so Bethesda copy-pasting Pride flag textures onto already existing flag models and calling it a day is even more laughable. There are a handful of lesbian and gay companions in Fallout New Vegas, which is probably one of the reasons why that game, despite all the odds, is so popular with the trans community. But Bethesda clearly solves the problem, so they decided to add a mission where you have to save a hostage from a super mutant who wears a wig and speaks in a masculine voice. This is a blatant transphobic stereotype. When playing that mission, you can almost feel Todd Howard holding the race at gunpoint. It should go without saying, but do not fall for any of Bethesda's tricks. Todd Howard is not your ally. The only thing more cowardly than a bigot is a bigot that pretends to be an ally. Anyway, that's all I have to say about this. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload.